Hello book dragons, welcome back to my channel. It's Alyssa and it is the holiday season, hence the tree behind me. Today I am bringing you my December TBR. I have a few books that I'm maybe going to mood read throughout the month, but these ones are the ones that I for sure want to get to. I am actually participating in 3 readathons this month, and I have finals and family coming to stay with us, so let's just get started. We'll see if I survive this month. The 3 readathons that I am participating in is Snowathon. I'm a co-host of Snowathon. That runs from December 1st through the 15th. There is still plenty of time to join. And I am actually co-hosting that with Layla from Reading with a Boss, Gabby from Books and Other Nerd Things, and Jackie from Coffee Bookish. And she also has a beautiful blog, and I will link everything in the description box down below. All of their channels, Jackie's blog, go check them out and give them support. I have decided that I am going to go with the more wintry feel this holiday season. I just had a really hard time finding Christmassy books that I actually wanted to read. I am also participating in the Magical Readathon, the winter edition. That is a Harry Potter readathon created by G over at Book Roast. Oh my gosh, if you have not heard of this readathon, 1, where have you been? And 2, just go participate. That's all I have to say. I am also participating in the Bookie Trials, the Winter Quest. I need to get Neville back. He's been stolen and he's Megan's favorite out of all of our dogs, so he needs to come home. I've got a lot of books on this list that kind of go with everything. I'm not gonna go through each prompt and what I'm reading. I'm just gonna let you know. I have 2 books on this list that kind of overlap with the other readathons, so I'm gonna start with those ones first. The first book I am reading, and I'm planning on reading it this week or this week and a half. I think I have through the 9th because this is also for the Bookie Trials, which ends on the 9th, I'm pretty sure, and that is The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman, or The Northern Lights by Philip Pullman. I remember seeing this movie when it came out and it was a flop. I just remember not liking it, but I don't know this story. I read it once when I was really little, or I think I snuck read it because I wasn't allowed to, but I don't actually remember what it's about. The only thing that I remember is that people have animal demons that accompany them and sort of represent them in a way. It follows Lyra, who is the main character, and her demon's name is Pantalaimon. That's all I know. Something about polar bears and going north. I think that children start disappearing and it's kind of a quest story. So I'm very excited to get to this. I am buddy reading this with a whole big group of people on Discord. Spoiler, I don't really know how to be on Discord, so gotta figure that out. I am also going to be buddy reading this with 2 of my wonderful booktube friends, and that is Gabby from Books and Other Nerd Things and Kira from the book Bella. We buddy read The 10,000 Doors of January together, and I'm very excited to buddy read this with them as well. I am also going to be reading Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. This is the 2nd in the Girls of Paper and Fire series. I absolutely loved that book when I read it last year. I read it before I started my booktube channel and just fell in love with it. I will say there's 2 things that did bother me about Girls of Paper and Fire. One is the dog death at the beginning of the book. I thought that, y'all know how I feel when a dog dies in a book. But then 2, the other thing that kind of irritated me and kept me from giving it a 5-star, I felt that using magic to heal wounds was a cop-out, and I don't really like it when books do that. That may be a bit controversial, but there you have it. So I am very, very excited to read this. This is the Fairy Loot edition. It has the beautiful sprayed edges. It's signed and I love the cover. I got the Fairy Loot version of Girls of Paper and Fire, so I had to pick this one up as well. And I am actually reading this one for the Bookie Trials, and then I'm also reading this one for the Magical Readathon. This also works for the Magical Readathon prompt, your most recently acquired read. And this book I just got in the mail like a week ago, so this is my most recent acquired read. So I will definitely have to read this one in like the next week. Now, just like every other basic booktuber out there, I am also going to pick up a Harry Potter book because Harry Potter is just a Christmassy book for some reason. I'm pretty sure you've heard like every booktuber say that. It just has that feel. And I decided I was going to read them once a month, and that has not happened. I've read one since I made that decision in August. I think I'm a success. So this is the second book in the Harry Potter series. I don't think I need to say any more. So I have several middle grade books on my list because the Golden Compass I think is middle grade as well. But I am also picking up Frozen 2, Forest of Shadows by Camilla Benko. And I don't really know much about it. I don't know if this is the book version of the movie. I have heard that it kind of bridges the gap between Frozen and Frozen 2. I want to read it. I love Frozen. Frozen has to be one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I just adore it. So I really want to read this one, and what better time to read it than when it's frozen out. Along that same vein, I'm going to be reading Frostheart by Jamie Littler. I think this was the group book for the Readathon, which was created by Gavin Hetherington. I didn't participate in it in November. I just had a lot going on. You'll see in my November wrap up. But I really, really wanted to read this book. This is a middle grade adventure polar fantasy. The main character finds out he has powers and goes aboard the Frostheart, which is a ship. That's all I know. It's been getting a lot of rave reviews. I just want to read it. I'm also planning on picking up the Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell. This book is about a main character. I think the main character's name is Stella. Correct me if I'm wrong. And she wants to be an explorer, but that's not something that females are allowed to do. So she goes on this expedition for like this junior explorers club and gets separated from the rest of the explorers and has to explore. It's magical, it's a polar fantasy, it's middle grade, and I'm very excited to read it. If I have time, I also want to read, I didn't grab it, but I have 2 copies, The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. It's the second book in the Mistborn trilogy, and I fell in love with Mistborn or The Final Empire when I read it, I think in September, and I just really want to read like a thick fantasy. We'll see how that goes, because I may just end up doing a lot of mood reading when I'm done reading the stack that I just showed you. I don't know. I'm not sure. Welcome to my life. As always, I will leave links to everyone's channels or blogs that I mentioned in this video down below. I will also put all the information you need to participate in Snowathon. It's a very relaxed readathon. Read whatever you want and you win. Let me know in the comments down below what readathons you're participating in, what books you plan on reading this month, and we'll have a grand old time. As always, remember to be nice to yourself and be kind to others. Bye! This video is a hot freaking mess. The dogs are already starting. I have a couple of books that I plan on. Can you guys stop? I look like a fucking vampire now with the dark hair and the lighting. Like, babe, come here and look. Like, I literally look like a fucking vampire, especially with the red lips.
I love it. I love my vampire schmoop.